So, hello and welcome to the April behind the scenes peek into the actor's world kind of extra video that we are making for you, our much appreciated Patreon patrons. Thank you again for another month of patronage. We hope you've enjoyed the theatrical fodder that we've managed to produce. So, we're going to start with some reviews and comments from those who played in Pericles, Prince of Tyre, which was our main play at the start of this month, which was quite an adventure in so very, very many ways. I've said at the time, it's such an unusual play in some respects because it doesn't feel like any of the other Shakespeares because it travels to so many places. And you get shipwrecks and pirates and more shipwrecks and fishermen and just so many kingdoms and knights and jousts and everything. That it feels more like, I keep describing it as a cross between an Arthurian legend and Sinbad the Sailor. Needless to say, it was enormous fun. I encouraged the cast at the beginning to really go for some big characterizations because there's so many tiny parts. So I said, accents, costumes, whatever you want, just let's bring some characterization. And I think people really did. I want to give particular salutes to the pirates who had far too much fun, and to Bridget Brandolph over there in Oregon, who turned out an unforgettable Lord Nicolaides with a drawn-on monocle and everything. So if you don't remember that or you missed it, do nip back into the play and have a look. Anyway, here are some comments from various members of the cast.
Well, I died, I got thrown overboard, I resuscitated, I fainted a couple of times, I went into a temple, and I found a long-lost husband and a child. Well, I don't know about you, but me, this is what I call a Sunday.
So I'm going to have to repatriate all of my stuff. This is what behind-the-scenes Zoom filming looks like. You've got drinks, you've got spoons made out of things that I was using as armour early on in the play, and then I realised I didn't actually have spoons by the end of it. So, fake spoons! I'm also here for all of your moustache making needs. We can do handlebar moustaches, we can do goatees, we can work it out, it's fine.
Okay, so just finished doing Pericles of Tyre, and I am completely knackered, quelle surprise. But yeah, it was interesting because usually when I play kings and various nobles or even just crazy characters, I use a lot of voices. I use either my more kingly, powerful voice that's a little bit posh, or, I can do Sir Toby, who's more rough, or one of my clowns, something like that. It was weird. For this one, I did nothing. I did no affectation. I very much did straight to text and let the text guide me. My logic behind this was because Pericles, certainly for the first half of the play, moves to Marine in the second half, because he is the eyes through which the audience see the crazy things happening around him, I decided to play him relatively neutral, so they could transfer. Fun side effect of that was because it was my own Irish accent, a lot more Irish accents popped up among the ensemble, so that was fun. I also want to show you a few behind the scene things. I can't talk anymore now the play's done. So I had to cry a lot in this play, and I am not a natural crier. So my trick this time was, I had a bottle of saline solution, and this is for preventing colds. So I sprayed that up my nose during multiple scenes to make me more sniffly and cryy. And in fairness, it actually, by setting that off, it actually made actually crying a little bit easier as the play went on. We have a few other treats in Pericles' dressing room. So my floor is utterly strewn with costume bits. I don't know if you can see the mess behind me here. I've got crowns and I've got blankets. But the one I do want to show you was my armour, because I didn't want to wear a load of tin foil. So I bought this jumper online. You can get these jumpers that have armour printed on them. And I was trying to get a non-specific one, so one that didn't have a French or an English flag of some monarch on it. And this one's done slightly Game of Thrones armour like. Because I can use it for this and for other Shakespearean projects. So that was a huge win. The other fun one, there's a lot of storms in Pericles, so I had to pour a lot of water over my head, which I don't even think read on camera. So I had to have this basin on the ground the whole time to catch the water so I didn't get it all over the floor. So that was a fun little backstage moment. I mean, that's most things, but it was a wonderful show to do, and his journey is utterly all over the place in the most fantastic way, and I hope the audience enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed doing it. So thank you very much.
We just did Pericles, and wow. What a crazy play, but how much fun. So we had a few appearances, appearance number 1, and then an appearance with me in a crazy Ariel, the mermaid wig. And it was so much fun. But what did strike me was how quick everything was. So I missed a couple of my entrances, and I missed one entire scene, like just didn't arrive, wasn't there. I think that's the very first time that's happened to me in shaking scenes. So that is a note to self, to just make my costume changes more simple if I'm playing lots of parts. Thank you for watching. If you watched, it was super fun. We had a great time. I had a great time. You can see my residual brothel lipstick. But yeah, it was a maze. And keep on watching and supporting Shakespeare because it is the bomb. Bye!
And just because it's absolutely irresistible and was in fact the company's favourite characterisation for Pericles, here is a mini still salute to Ashley as Mistress Wells.
Hello, Derry here. So we've just finished the run of Pericles, which I have to confess, not a play I knew very well. I've seen a couple of productions ages ago, none of which really stick in my mind. And it was actually great fun. Lots of different parts. I mean, I'm used to sort of doubling up parts in these things in previous performances, but the number of parts and the sort of the lovely little one-off characters that crop up throughout the play, that was really special. Thoroughly enjoyed playing a drunken gentleman with Matt. That was wonderful. Harking back to playing Stefano and Trinculo, so you know we've got previous. And right now I feel quite tired but quite exhilarated. Really enjoyed it.
Hi there. It's going to be really difficult to say how much I enjoyed last night's performance and to pick various things out. I'm going to leave something out, but Miranda's singing was stunning. The brothel scene was just hilarious. Pericles did wonders. There were so many different things. As the storyteller, it was quite a challenge because I really wanted to join in with the action. But, and just one technical thing, just beforehand, I'd put my laptop slightly higher and I didn't realise that as a result I was looking down. Anyway, that's how things go. But I'll know for next time.
And in a final salute to Pericles, I rather sneakily, whilst holding the book, videoed a little bit of Geoffrey as Cleon because I was so enjoying what he was doing. So here's a little sneaky recording from Prompter's Corner.
But see what heavens can do by this our change. These mouths but of late earth, air and sea were all too little to content and please, although they gave their creatures in abundance as houses. Defiled by want of use, they are now starved for want of exercise. Those palates, not yet 2 summers younger, must have inventions to delight the taste. Would now be glad of bread and beg for it. Those mothers who to noozle up their babes thought none too curious are ready now to eat those little darlings whom they loved. So sharp are hunger's teeth, that man and wife draw lots, who first shall die to lengthen life. Here stands a lord, and there a lady, weeping. Here many sink, but those that see them fall hath scarce breath left to give them burial. Is not this true?
So, Scenes this week was ever so slightly different because we did the 3 o'clock sitting was live as usual, and a salute to some of the plays that we've done already this year. So, scenes from Coriolanus, Titus Andronicus, and Antony and Cleopatra. But the 5 o'clock ones, we tried this experiment of recording them live and then playing them with Valentina and me sort of emceeing in a way, rather, not quite in our usual way, which seems to have gone down quite well with you guys. So thank you very much for your feedback. And it might be something that you'll see more of. We're just going to see how it goes. But that was our experiment. So after our live scenes, we have these videos for you from the participants, plus a couple of little cheeky videos that I took because I was having fun watching them prepare.
Pratt and Pratt, serve with thy trencher. Hence.
Hi. We just did scenes and it was fun. Again, I was in like every scene. Well, I think we were all in every scene, and it was so much fun. We did Titus, we did Antony and Cleopatra, we did Coriolanus, and I just love Cleopatra so much. I love her so much. I think she has become the part that I need to play. Like I played her years ago when I was very young, but it was like a touring production for a school, and we only did little bits. But I think, oh my God, she's amazing. She's crazy. She's totally crazy, and I love her. That was rad. I loved playing Cleopatra. And then just those two evil boys from Titus are just so gross and delicious, which is amazing. And then some fun stuff from Coriolanus. And I'm always interested, I think, and maybe this is my big takeaway from today, is that how in the tragedies you can have really amazing moments of comedy and lightness and fun. And I appreciate those moments so much when I go and watch tragedies, because they can get really heavy, like there are lots. But when you have these moments of lightness and fun and you play and you just enjoy it, they bring a whole new feeling to a show. And so I think that's what I'm thinking about most today, as well as how much I love Cleopatra. Okay, bye!
Just off the back of doing our 3 o'clock scenes on a Sunday, and I just wanted to show you the sort of dichotomy of the serene put togetherness of online theatre versus the backstage area. When I do a full-length show with Shake Scene online, I have a range of screens, lights and things I can put up. I also have a toddler, so doing that for a shorter period, like doing a scene sometimes can be a bit tricky getting those things up without interfering little hands. So I've chosen to go on my bed today. So I've got a lovely blank wall behind me, which makes my, my framing is great and lighting's great. And then next to me is the chaos, the organized chaos. So I've got some embroidery here. It was brought up that we're doing some sewing in one scene, so I did some, very stereotypical Elizabethan black work. As you can tell, I'm really bad at it. It's really shockingly bad. And then all my various costumes that I put together. And I think what's really nice about sort of opening this little backstage door is just to say, I'm pretty sure, given the way we work and the way Shakespeare's actors would have worked from key scripts and not knowing when your cue is coming, I like to think that they worked in a very similar level of chaos and organised chaos, but chaos nonetheless. But all that organised chaos and all that, the truncaments thrown around, all the paraphernalia, that chaos is what makes the show that you watch happen and what makes it run so smoothly. Whether it's the Globe or whether it's my bed.
So, in a final note from Prompter's Corner for April, what's been going on behind the scenes in my department? Well, I've been preparing Timon of Athens, which was a really complicated script to edit and then to cut up into parts. I found it really challenging, very, very, very interesting and complex structure to this play. I will be casting it next week. Because that's the next job to do, and that's going to be another interesting one, because again, some plays, they lay themselves open and you can go immediately see how it's going to be. This one's going to be tricky, so I'm sure it's going to work out great, because they always do. Other things that I'm preparing, I will, once Timon is underway, then I will go back to preparing our in-person Much Ado About Nothing, which is due to perform 3rd of July in Tunbridge Wells. You'll be hearing more about that. Other things that are going to be happening this month for that are our producer, Hannah Harkart, is going to be working with me. We're going to be setting up some crowdfunding activities. So expect to hear about lots of silly stuff that we are doing in the name of Shakespeare over the weeks to come, which is going to be a lot of fun. If you've got any suggestions for things that we could do, then by all means suggest them. I've done the Ice Bucket Challenge, and I've said I'll do pretty much anything other than run a marathon or shave my head. So there are limits to what I'll do for Shakespeare. But that's mostly it. And once that is underway, then I will go back to preparing the next play for the end of May, which will be King John. And then we roll forwards. Lots of other things going on in Prompter's Corner. The research and everything else continues. But that will be it for this month. Thank you again so much for your support. And we wish you a very happy May as well to come. And we'll see what happens in the next month. So thank you very much and farewell. And what I should have said is, here comes a final sign-off from Scenes, with a little bit of Dewi as nosy neighbour Valeria from Coriolanus. One of these characters that we just adore. She pops up, she has this one scene, and it's like, who is this woman? Where does she come from? Why does she not have her own play? Anyway, enjoy.
On my word, the father's son. I'll swear 'tis a very pretty boy. I'm a troth. I looked upon him a Wednesday, half an hour together. Has such a confirmed countenance. I saw him run after a gilded butterfly, and when he caught it, he let it go again, and after it again, and over he comes, and up again, catched it again, or whether his fall enraged him, or how 'twas, he did so set his teeth and tear it. Oh, I warrant how he mammocked it.